Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this new episode of HumanityWins.net. This is episode 222 from July the 5th of the year 2023. Today is a Wednesday, and today's episode is about the legend of Polybius. Polybius, this is kind of an urban legend, this kind of a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying this actually happened or not. I'm just going to share my feelings because this is quite interesting that there is this story going around for a few years now that there was a game. Kind of no one remembers, no one has evidence it existed. They claim it happened in 1981. This was an arcade machine. Apparently, it appeared out of nowhere. No one knows where it came from or anything like that. That's the story. And it was only in the area of Portland, Oregon, the United States. Apparently, the machine was very addictive, highly addictive. The story, for the ones that claim that the story is actually true and it happened, is that little kids or kids that play arcade machines, and it was a thing. In 1981, this was the explosion. Already the Atari gaming system 2600 had came out for a few years, since 1977, I believe. I remember at that time I had a similar one called the Intellivision, which I'm sure if you're 45 to 50 to 55 years old, you remember because it was the competition of the Atari. Always my parents kind of go against the grain because actually the Intellivision was higher quality. I believe the games probably had more memory and more capacity, but the games were a little bit better done. But everyone had the Atari 2600. So I remember I wanted to share cassettes. Remember at that time they were not discs, they were not nothing like right now. They were actual physical cassettes, and you could share them. Someone had Pac-Man, you had E.T., you had Popeye, you had whatever. You will share the game. So I was kind of the loner that had the Intellivision, and all my friends had the Atari. So as I shared on the episode, I believe it was of Tetris, I had, as far as computer, the color computer from Radio Shack. Most of my friends had the Commodore 64. In that sense, I was probably fortunate because all my friends used their computer to play like a new Atari. Okay, it was the evolution. They didn't learn any basic. They didn't try to program it. So who knows if I got in at the Commodore 64 as I wanted, if I would have ever gotten into coding, into programming, which is my life right now. It's my career. It's basically I built a business around it. I'm right now doing a project which is coding in PHP. And who knows if I didn't get my start with a color computer because I was forced, as all of my friends actually didn't have that. I couldn't share any games. So I said, let's try to make some programs out of this thing. And that's how my introduction into coding happened. That's a whole different thing. Also, the Polybius story is apparently a highly addictive game. It's similar to a game I used to play as a kid. I don't remember the name right now, but if you are my age, I'm 50, you're probably going to remember it. It was a game that had a little wheel, and you will move around and try to get out spaceships or aliens or something like that if you move. But the movement was very fast of this wheel. And yes, I can understand how can that make you uncomfortable or dizzy. Just a little background on how a game could make you feel strange or even dizzy or even pass out is the same concept. Like they say, someone could go into, when the little thing everyone has seen, I'm sure, of the clock, and you look at the clock and you start getting sleepy, okay? That's your mind, okay? Processing this visual excitement, this visual thrilling. So sometimes the flashes are too fast, the colors, the difference has something to do that some people react in a way. You could get sleepy or even pass out or that. They claim in the Polybius story, which again, there is no physical evidence, and I share on my episode on Monday about physical evidence, that we tend to rely on that. So that apparently some kids died after playing the game. That's quite extreme. I'm totally sure there's a technology out there that if you watch the video, you could get ill or die. Yes, I think so. There's this other urban legend story. I remember this one I haven't heard about in at least 10 years, but it was a thing around 10 to 12 years ago that there was the video that it was making the effort to take it. By the way, it was the early 5. Apparently this video, the story is this video was 19 seconds and it was just a person looking at you for the 19 seconds in a very creepy way and smiling, I believe. But the claim is, the urban legend is, after watching that video, and this is very gruesome, okay? I'm just going to share it as I remember it. The claim is you will, yes, like that, and mail them. That doesn't make any sense, but that was the claim. After watching this 19-second video, you will be like hypnotized or implanted some motion. So, as I had small kids at the time, still it was kind of a thing because they were starting at the time, kind of benign stuff about cartoons and that. But if there's something like that, it's quite scary. Okay, so yes, it's probably an urban legend, and it's probably, of course, you haven't had any mainstream stories about that. But I wouldn't put past that in a video game, there's ways to implant you stuff, of course. Okay, of course, they have this technology. We have shared it. Actually, I had a very good episode with my very good friend Tony from London about these implantations, and we related to how they possibly are implanting stuff and how you have to make an effort to not attach to all of these implantations. I believe our mind is full of limiting beliefs and implanted beliefs. Yes, and most of them, or not all of them, coming from the system, as far as telling you that you have to abide, that you have to lower yourself, that you need them, you need the system, you need the hierarchies. You are not as big as you are. You're something very little that depends on something bigger. You definitely, spiritually speaking, you need to subscribe to worshiping. You need to subscribe to lowering yourself to a higher being. You need to abide by the victim mentality, which lowers you. It's a limiting belief, the victim mentality. So I'm a victim, so there's a culprit, so there's hate there's division, and then there's a savior, so there's worshiping and there's lowering. Okay, so all of these notions are implanted. So for me, so we don't go long on this one. I don't put past Biden that the Polybius story is true and it was a test, because the claim is the game lasted for a month, and some people, strange people, men in black or whatever they call them, I don't know if that's making the story more interesting, came to the machines with some sort of device to download the information from the plane. Okay, so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me even in 1981, because they have far more advanced technology that they share with us. That's obvious, by the way. They're not going to share their last technology with us. They shared 3-4 generations ago. Okay, so right now they have things that for you and I will look magnificent and incredible. Okay, but that's the technology they have right now. With us, they share that technology you see in the world 2023. So in 1981, I honestly don't see that there was a need to actually expose themselves. So obviously, even among children, that someone is going to get there and is going to be in a black suit, okay, at least make them look like some techie or some nerd that is trying to work in a machine or something like that. Be obvious, okay, not and is trying to download information. I don't see any need. If that was the case, if it was a test, I'm sure the information could be downloaded remotely or something. They had the technology back then. So let's watch this video. It's only 2.5 minutes, but it explains very well the conspiracy theory on the legend of Polybius. Then I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the short Wednesday episode of another neutral story, another IT story. Again, not everything. I'm trying to not abuse the stories in a way, in a good way, okay, by the way, of everything is love and that, because I'm trying to mix it up. So bear with me, okay? Hope you're enjoying this. Let's watch the video together, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts.
The story of Polybius is one of the most horrifying mysteries in video games. It started as one of the internet's earliest urban legends, and despite not having much evidence, the Polybius story lives on. It goes like this. In 1981, the United States government commissioned an addictive arcade game. Gameplay was similar to Tempest and incorporated puzzles and subliminal messages. It had horrible physical and mental effects on anyone who played it. It caused seizures, hallucinations, amnesia, night terrors. In extreme cases, the game caused suicide and even sudden death. The Polybius arcade cabinets were unmarked black boxes, and they only appeared in Portland, Oregon, and the surrounding suburbs. Men in black suits visited the arcades to download data the game generated on each of its players. Some say that the mental and physical toll the game took on its players was the government's method of finding highly qualified soldiers. Others say that Polybius was designed for mind control. It was published by a company called Sinneslurtion, which in English very roughly translates to sensory deprivation. It created chaos and forever impacted the children who played it. Then, as quickly and mysteriously as Polybius entered the market, it vanished. For years, Polybius tales were relatively quiet, but that changed in 2006 when someone who identified himself as Stephen Roach posted on a coinop.org forum. He claimed that he set up the company that made Polybius, and that he and his fellow programmers were commissioned to do so by a Southern American company. He said they knew they were creating an addictive game, but panicked when Polybius gave an Oregon child an epileptic fit. He said they disbanded the company shortly after Polybius was pulled from the market. For some people, Stephen Roach's post was as validating as it was alarming. It corroborated a lot of what people thought they knew about Polybius. For them, his post was proof that Polybius existed, that it addicted and hurt its players, and that the game really was quietly pulled from the market. So that's the story, but is any of it actually true?
Okay, there in the video they show the game I was talking about. They say it was similar to that. I remember playing that game. I don't remember the name right now. Just this moving thing with the disc that you will go up and up. It was very fast. It was not my favorite game. And I'm talking, I was probably 8, 7, 9 at the time I was playing that. I'm talking early 1980s. So I didn't like it very much. I didn't like it. I prefer, Galaga, for the ones that are my age. They remember Galaga, Pac-Man, those type of games. That game just had a disc and it was kind of hard to play. So they claim that Polybius was very similar. As I share, I don't see, I subscribe more to the idea of the apparent post from the alleged post from the alleged creator of the game, that I think they noticed that the game was creating some epileptic issues. That's very possible to do. Actually, you don't need a game. Right now, they have gone all the way that if you watch a film or a series in Netflix, it will tell you it has light effects that could impair or affect sensitive people, something like that. Not verbatim, okay, but it's like, watch out. There is fast changing scenes, and I have to go to this game that they claim is very similar to Polybius, that it was so fast, the movement of the disc and this movement around, that it make you go whoa. So I can certainly relate. People with epileptic seizures, which is basically something your brain kind of, going, imagine that it's like a computer and the computer is only, hey, I cannot go anymore. So that's why you have a seizure and you start moving around very strangely, or some just pass out. Okay, that's the way, that's kind of the reboot of the brain of saying, let's pass out and let's reboot. Okay. So I abide more to the story that it was a regular game. And after 1 month, they figured out it gave people epileptic seizures, and they deleted the game. It makes all the sense in the world. This story that men in black suits will go to download the data, are they really that evident? I mean, come on. They really don't care that much. They could send just a young guy with a t-shirt and he will blend in much better than men in black. Of course, they're going to be used. So I don't know what happened with Polybius. I honestly don't know if this story is true. I just thought it was interesting. My feelings is if they inadvertently created a game that was giving people problems and the game was taken off. Do I believe modern video games can give kids issues? For sure, okay? So certainly, I'm a father and I try to be on top of that my kids don't play that much video games. They don't play, for example, violent video games, that they don't play, because I certainly makes all the sense in the world this affects kids, okay? Certainly. That's why, for example, my younger kid, he was always into Minecraft, into this type of Roblox, and this more benign type of games that you're out there building things. They're not fast-paced. You're not out there killing everyone, throwing missiles. That to me doesn't sound very benign at all, okay? So certainly the story could be true, and I always say, if the story is alive, there's a reason for it. It certainly has something to do with something did happen, and probably we're never gonna know the truth, but it's certainly interesting. And I don't think it's the first or last video game that created any issues, okay? And for that, you don't have to do a video game. It could be a video, as I shared. It could be even a book, that the combination of words or the wording starts making you feel strange. So my only suggestion at the end, these final thoughts of the Legend of Polybius, is always use your inner feeling. Always, whenever something is upsetting you, whenever something is not working, you stop. So if you're watching a video and it's making you upset, there's something there. Trust me, there's something there. So stop at the moment, close the video, probably not follow that channel anymore. If you are watching a movie and it's creating a lot of anxiety and just you're not feeling well watching it, stop the movie, do something else, and you will be fine immediately, okay? A book, same thing. All of these things. It's not like all books are benign, okay? A good percentage of books are a few percentage that are benign, a good percentage they're neutral, like this video. This video is neutral. I'm not, giving you the pearls here. It's just an entertaining, neutral story. And then I think there's a handful of books that are actually detrimental, and they're doing the same thing that apparently Polybius was doing on little kids, programming you, affecting you, modifying you some way. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. I hope you enjoyed this one. This is not very well known, so maybe for some of you it's something new. So it was, I know it's useless information. I agree, but this week I'm doing more neutral episodes, trying to give you a break on the chats, trying to give you a break on my very heartfelt episodes, trying to mix it up and welcoming new subscribers. And again, I want to clarify, on Friday, there's going to be an episode. It's going to be on the Tunguska event. That's interesting as well. That's totally neutral as well. And then next week I'm off. I'm going on holiday with my family. And I have taken the decision. I'm also taking off from the channel. So does that mean I'm going to go back on my promise that I will respond to every email and every comment? No, it's just going to take me more time, okay? So if you email me from Saturday onwards, or if you make a comment from Saturday onwards, I will be responding to that upon my return, which is 1 week after. And of course, there are not going to be any new episodes next week. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay for the 2.5 last minutes of the show. And if everything is okay, I shall see you back on Friday. Please enjoy this Wednesday with family and friends. Please enjoy this Wednesday alone. Please enjoy it as you want, but please enjoy it. It's very important. Trust me on that. I have a point. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are only self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start the new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.